So our East Coast voyage continues after our coming up from Sydney a couple of years ago. We're now on another voyage in Moreton Bay, this time to the sandy islands instead of the muddy islands where we went to in the previous voyage. So we've sailed up north from the Gold Coast to the edge of Russell Island, where we anchor for the night on our way towards the main Moreton Bay. Beautiful tranquil evening, nice place just to chill out. We're in a sort of hole here, surrounded by shallow water. You go in here at high tide, and it's called Brown's Anchorage, and you can enjoy a peaceful respite from the main traffic, from the main channel, which is off to the east that heads up towards Brisbane. My wife Carol came and joined me on the trip again, and so I thought I'd try and capture some fish, some flathead maybe here. It's a bit muddy for flathead, but there are sandbanks around, and possibly some mullet, bream. Yeah.
Okay, so I've just done a series of side twists, lunges, stretches, a couple of downward dogs, bit of resistance work. Yes, just on my morning routine? No, just made the bed on Skybird. They're one and the same.
Very funny, my dear wife. Yep, there's not much room in our tiny little 25-foot Contessa, but it's good for a few weeks. Then Carol likes to get off. We're carrying on north now, sailing north along Russell Island, coming up to Panican Island, and the mainland's on the on our port side. And this is an incredible vessel, this trimaran. It's called the Yacht Club. I think that one of the famous yachty, Grant Warrington owns it. He jointly owns it, and it's a sort of mobile social club, and it goes up and down the coast with its shallow draft. I think it was an old race yacht. It's quite a remarkable thing. Anyway, it's quite remarkable, and you see it around the Gold Coast quite a bit. But our main job was just navigating, with lack of wind. We'd wind on the nose, and there's not much room to tack here, so we had to just use the little outboard motor, and which brought us, we got across the sandbar and then approached Cuchimudlo Island, which is the first of the real sand islands, one of the islands that retains its Aboriginal name from the Quadromucca people, who gave it that name, I believe, because of the red ochre soil, which you'll see me crawling around at. It's also where the colonists arrived. Matthew Flinders in 1799, he stormed ashore here looking for water and victuals. It's fairly deep water around Cuchimudlo, so he was probably reasonably okay with his navigation. The small island, it's I think there's about 700 people on Cuchimudlo. It's a beautiful island. It's fully sort of inhabited, in terms of there's no free land plots on it, and it's very picturesque. Lots of I don't know, that's not really rainforest, but lots of wet kind of forestry on it, and inlets and sandy beaches. And there's two main anchorages on Cuchi. One is the north, so if you got a southerly wind, and the other is the south, and we stayed at the southerly part, which is a strong current. Looking north there towards Stradbroke Island, North Stradbroke Island, and this is where we're going to be heading in the other upcoming videos, to the Northern Isles. But meantime, it was enjoyable just to explore Cuchimudlo and look at some of the little fishing holes, at some of the local views. Probably a fair bit of mud crabbing going on here. I had a wander around the island. It took about an hour. See the redness of the terrain, and this is looking now towards the mainland. Not very far away, it's literally half a mile away. And the island is steep on its eastern side, and that's sort of where the anchorage is, the other anchorage. But it's very hard to land here, I think, if you anchor in the northern part. So I went to climb down some of the steep hills to explore some of the small coves. Yeah, and then we just rode back out to Skybird
so how to make
for the
toasted
night.
sandwiches on your very, very tiny yacht. 2 slices of bread, cheese, tomato, make your sandwich, then take it over here to the frying pan and give it a little toasting, and then I use a little dish like this, a nice heavy tin, and give it a squish, and it's almost as good as a sandwich press.